guys get to see me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is Mary. We're back for a beautiful Monday, back again. And this time we're not just back. We have not one guest with us. This is new. This is the first time we're gonna have two guests. And we have two lovely ladies that are with us. And I'm doing hold on just a second. I'm doing a couple of transitional things here and move us around. Ta-da! There we go. Here we go. We're almost back on track. And we are. Uh oh. Okay. Just a second. I'm getting a noise in the background. I have to get the other. There we go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are starting today. We have the two ladies I was telling you about. They have a brand new book coming out, and it is actually launching this Wednesday. And it is called The Prayer Warrior. And our two authors that are here today, one, Traci Batten. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. She's a loving mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter. She's a Mima. In addition to that, she's a Mima to her grandchildren. She's a gifted visual storyteller who is passionate about bringing encouraging messages of inspiration and hope to the world. Tina Batten, a writer for over 18 years of various dramatic works of performing art via stage, film, encompasses unique ways of creating fascinating story concepts that touch the heart of most who view or read her work. She is both honored and thrilled to have teamed up with longtime friend, sister in gospel, and co author Traci on this phenomenal collaborative book project. With such a humble heart and desire to bring people together in love and unity, Tina Batten will continue her work as a visual storyteller, spreading the good news of Jesus Christ, one project after the other. Tina, just a second. We're going to bring you right on in. Out of the green. Oh, you know what? No, I have the right. Okay. Out of the green room. This is Tina Batten. Oh. Did you make it? There we go.
There we go.
Hi, hi, hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, we're just honored, honored, honored. I tell you, and I'm going to make sure I bring your co-author on too. So I'm going to read her bio. So it'll be just a second.
Sure. Uh-huh.
We have now, ladies and gentlemen, our second, the co-author of this wonderful piece. It is Traci Wooden-Carlisle. She began writing to publish in 2011 and enjoys writing stories that provoke thought and evoke emotions. Her desire to draw readers into the lives of her characters and share messages of God's love, His faithfulness, and peace. The messages in her book speak to her way before they speak to her readers. Traci lives in San Diego with her husband David, and when she isn't writing, she does some light traveling to assist people with their physical fitness and creates graphics, designs, pretty things for jewelry business, and swag for authors. Traci, welcome, welcome, welcome. Bring you on in. How?
Hi.
Hi. Well, I would tell you, this is a first, lady, so you know I'm excited
Yeah,
to have
yes.
the three of us on, and then everybody, we all got our so everybody knows who we are. Got our names in there, so that's a plus too. Ladies, I am so excited for you because I know for Tina, this is your first. It's your first novel, correct?
Well, in this genre, I co-authored a business entrepreneurship book on finances.
Okay.
But this
All
is the
right.
first in this genre, yes.
Okay, but Traci, I went online and took a look, and I was like, wow. You have, I think it was like, this is the 16th one?
Oh, so close. I think this is the 13th.
Is it 13th? Okay. I
Yeah.
just looked at the number under well, you can look under your name, it says 16.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. I looked at that. I said, because I honestly didn't know, so as I'm just looking around and trying to see. And I was just so impressed with both of you because I know too, in addition to writing for Tina, she is also a filmmaker, a director, and wears so many hats.
Yes,
But it looks like, truthfully, ladies, you're both creatives.
we
You're
are.
creatives. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. But I'd like for you to first share with our audience. I'll let you go, Tina, first as to some of your background.
Oh, sure, sure. Again, I want to just thank you for having this opportunity, for having us on here. And we much appreciate it to give an opportunity to share with your readers and your viewers and your listeners and all of that.
Oh,
So yes,
thank you.
so I'm Sister Tina Batten from Sister Batten Productions, and my whole motto is bringing inspiration and encouragement from the street. That's where I'm from, born in Philly, raised in the Bronx, to the stage as a playwright first. Most of my productions are birthed on stage, and then do a script adaptation to film, and now books. So I'm pretty
All
excited
right.
about that. So
You
just
have
an
to be.
all-around visual storyteller in the faith-based industry.
Okay, all right. And you said how many years now?
Oh, it's been, I put 18, 19, but I'm sure it's been a minute.
Oh, did you start as a teenager?
I did my first really big production in dance. I started out as a dancer in New York, and we had a little community dance theater going on. And then when our dance teacher left, it was just us kids in the street, like what are we going to do now? So myself and my dance partner decided, well, let's us do it. We were the oldest ones in there. So I started choreographing. I was always good at that, a natural at that. And we did these huge productions, and I was 15 years old. Huge productions. People remember that now, and they're like in their 40s.
And you were doing huge productions at 15.
Yes.
How do you did the community helped you out with the
The
finance?
community helped us out. Our parents helped us out with funding and getting grants so we can have our little costumes and stuff and our ballet shoes and all of that. So yeah, it was a lot of community effort, but we worked them girls. I did.
But
But
that's
it kept them
probably
out of the street. It kept them
it
out of the
did.
street, and it was a positive place and a safe place for us all to be on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, but it sounds like too. And it created a family of its own.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, because the creative community, I think it lends itself to that. When you're in that environment, it because you're around each other for so many hours at any given time, with rehearsals and
That's right.
things. Yeah, it creates its own family.
It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, I could
Humble
tell.
beginnings. Humble beginnings.
But look, as I say, but look at you now. Now
Yes, 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 yes.
I tell you, well, we're going to get to that though. We're going to talk more about your filmmaking. But Traci, where did your creativity, those juices start? They started as a teenager also?
Actually, I started writing when I was 8.
Oh,
I
really?
I was I was misdiagnosed with a reading disorder when I was 6, and my parents took me for tutoring.
Uh huh.
And I just there was a love for books that came out of that tutoring. By the time I was 8, I was reading at the ninth grade level, and I my
Well,
love
just a
for
minute.
books
Did
was
you say you were 8 years old reading at a ninth grade level?
Mhm,
I believe it.
mhm.
Girlfriend got the
I heard you
vocabulary,
say.
okay? I believe it.
That's why I said that. I said,
I'm a
wait a minute. She
witness.
said she was 8 years old, but the level you're reading at is whoa. So,
Yeah,
and you've been diagnosed as having had a reading disorder.
correct. But actually, I just couldn't see. Like, I had myopia, and eventually my parents found out that it was more of an eye problem than a reading problem. So all of the tutoring just enhanced my ability, and I loved books. So when I got grounded as a child, I could not go to the library. So I would
Mm.
start writing to myself, and
Oh
that's how
my
I
goodness.
started writing books. So writing's my first love, and dancing is my second love. And like that's where Tina and I met. She was
Yes,
putting on a showcase, and
yes,
um, I had come from Los Angeles, where I led a dance team at my church, and praise dance, and it was. I'm a liturgical praise dancer. So you do that with a team and you know it's the Holy Spirit
Right,
because
right,
that you
right.
just one spirit and you're all in accord. And we would usher in the presence of the Holy Spirit every Sunday. And it was a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing. And I got to take that with me when I transplanted to San Diego, and I was able to praise the Lord and worship the Lord in that vein when I met Sister Tina. And we just like it was like we became instantly bonded. Um,
Yep.
we
Yep.
did, we did.
True.
I can
So
I can believe it. She's had that effect on me, so I do know what you mean.
yeah, that's Tina. That's Sister Tina.
Yeah,
She's just
Papa.
it's just a natural. Well, I can tell you, but I'll be honest. Why I'm even asking is that I didn't start writing until later in life. So I'm always curious about when people write as young people, and this is, or you've been bitten by that writer's bug, and literally through life this has been with you. And so
Yes.
that's a total different journey. But I'm just so impressed by that. But I know too you have you both this is your first venture, I think it is. You tell me if I'm wrong though, into co-authoring a book for both of you.
That's correct.
Is that your first
Yes.
venture?
For both
Yes.
of us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now how
Hmm.
tell me, how did that come about?
Ooh, Tracy, you go ahead and start.
So I'm going to say that I was part of a multi-author, kind of not necessarily an anthology, but it was just a group of books that shared the same fictional location and genre.
Okay.
And it was h- challenging, but it was fun because writing is not necessarily a team sport,
No. Mm-mm,
right?
it's not. Mm-mm.
Um, but I'd finished another book in my Promises to Zion series, and the Holy Spirit said, it's time for you to do something different. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you've not led me wrong. So, um, and Tina had been on my heart for quite a while, and I was like, you know what? Let me call Tina and see how
Mm-hmm.
she's doing.
Right.
Um, and so we got to talking, and it was almost like you have a friend behind you going, ask him, you know?
And another thing too is it was late. It was late. I'm
Oh,
now
it
on
was
the East
so late.
Coast, and it was late. So it's so funny. So when she called, and I just kind of happened to pick up the phone because I'm up, right? And it was
Uh-huh.
like, hey, and then we started talking and
Uh-huh.
things like that, right, Trace? And
Yes.
when we hung up, I know that we both went into our prayer closet, prayed,
Yeah.
and the concept came pretty quickly. Pretty
Yes.
quickly, we
Oh,
was able to work on it. Yeah.
Yes.
really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
By the end of the year, we had the concept. I contacted her in August, and we still had between us a number of projects to finish. But it was like, let's get back to one another at the beginning of the year and see where we are. And it was like we got back together, and it was like within a week, it was like, okay, so this is what I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, did you have the title already, or did you
Oh
have the
no.
Wasn't
you
that
had
wasn't the
that?
last thing? We were like almost in the final chapter, right? We're like,
Yes.
Lord, what are we gonna call this? We still didn't,
Right.
Oh my
we kept going around
goodness.
it. And this is a
Okay.
2-year adventure, her and I, off and on, but we stayed the course for 2 years.
Really?
Yep.
I believe it. It
Yeah.
people don't realize, and even if whether you're writing with someone or not, it is a process.
Hmm.
And it depends on the work. There's so many things involved because some it may take research, some it may not take any research. Sometimes you just sit down. I've heard people write the entire book from Friday to Monday. I've
Wow.
people that they just were so filled with it, and then
Yeah.
they could
Right.
just sit down and do it. So it's so many different. There's no one set way. That's what I would tell any author.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and for you guys to do it together, though, I don't. Was it hard to write? Not hard, but a different, I would think, for the two of you, because normally you wrote your own projects.
Hmm.
Right.
It was a little different, but we would come together, discuss it, read it, and then come back. So we stayed the course. We kind of, when we would come back together, and Traci took lead on this. So she took our voices and made one voice because this is her world. I'm
Okay.
visiting, putting my little pinky toe in there, you know. So
Yeah,
she definitely took
the
lead,
pinky
and
toe.
kudos. Yeah, my pinky toe was all up in there.
She's got a lot of flavor in her pinky toe.
And just put it together so beautifully, match both of our voices and stuff. So it was so that,
Oh,
her readers would be like, oh, this is different for you, and then, you know what I mean. So it was
yeah.
really beautifully done. I'm so proud of this project, and I'm proud of our
Oh,
teamwork and our
oh,
partnership. It's just been beautiful. It's been a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
oh, I'm
I,
proud of you ladies. I can tell you. I know our audience is, I did give you the title, and everything is running for those of you that would like to get the book. It's running across the bottom. In fact, we actually have a way for you to get those. The first person that goes to marydwelch.com and puts in their email will receive an ebook for free. And this
Oh,
was donated by these two authors. I'd like to thank you guys for that donation. So,
absolutely.
and everything comes in date and time stamp. So I'll really know who the first person is that gets, go to marydwelch.com. Just so make sure everybody's clear on that.
yeah.
marydwelch.com and put your email in, join the email list, and the first one that does that is going to get that free ebook. And I'll make sure you get it, and that's for sure. I will send that out. It'll go out today, as a matter of fact, because I'm one of these people. I have to do things immediately. I can't let them, because I don't want to forget. Well, so this is a 2-year project, and
Hmm.
you work together. First of all, you're friends. This is
Yes. For
some
over
people say.
20 years. That was 20 years in San Diego. So 20 plus, 20 plus.
But when you're working on projects, that friendship can go right out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Or it
For
gets
Very
you guys,
easily.
stronger.
part it got stronger. Good.
Yep.
I was gonna
Yep.
say, you know what they say. There's no midpoint. It's either gonna make you stronger or it's gonna send you. Because you both have different thoughts about doing things. So for you to work together on a project for 2 years is impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
So just know that I like I said, when I say I'm proud, I definitely am. So those of you ladies,
Yay.
you can get the book launches this Wednesday, but if they are a number one
Pre-order. Mm-hmm.
pre-order right now. It's on Amazon number one. It is number one. You want to get it
Yeah.
now. Don't wait until Wednesday to get it. Keep them number one. Keep that number one banner on there, because
Help us
those
keep our flag.
I was going to tell people they don't know. I don't know. I don't know if people really know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's thousands of books a day uploaded to Amazon in the
Yes.
thousands. So if you can get that flag that says number one Amazon, you you're doing a lot. You're doing a really good job to get that, because it's just not easy to get anymore. It's
No.
hard, and the
It,
competition is getting stiffer and stiffer every single year. That the Amazon, and no doubt about it, Amazon is, as they say, it's the big dog when it comes to purchasing, really,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of different areas, but definitely in books, because that's where they started. It was definitely in books. Well, ladies, what would you like to share about who you are? Other than, we know who you are as filmmakers and as authors, but is there any other parts of your life that you use, which it's probably all of it, that in your creativity, is it
mm,
like I would say, but for you, Tina, I would say the filmmaking. How
Mm-hmm.
how does that come into play?
But you know what? It's just walking the walk and talking the talk and being me and doing me
All
and being
right,
authentic to myself
I love
and
it.
to
I
my
love it.
Lord, who gives me the visions, who I give God the glory in the first
Yeah,
place for all of this creativity and everything,
yeah,
making me who I am today, being a strong person that's going to be able to do these visual storytellings as authentic as the way the Lord gives it to me. I give it to the people.
all right, all right. I love it. All right. And so
that
Tracy, yours is by is we I already know this God given. Your talents are all God given. But what other avenues do you get for your creativity? As I said, let's say it's the 13 books. 13 books is significant right there. I'm gonna be honest. That's a body of work to have written
Hmm.
that many books. And normally that means you've written more than 13 to publish 13. No, it's not like, or maybe I don't know. Did you write just the 13? It's more than the 13?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely more than the 13. I'm always writing something, but in the first few, they don't always go to fruition, like go to the end.
Right.
But you just keep on going, and when it's the Lord pushing you, you're going, Lord, what next? Or I think we're done, Lord. And he goes, no, you're not. So I do. I have few that were me, and then I have the ones that was I co-authored with God. And my job is just to express the message that he wants portrayed. Um, but it was a little bit of a road. I did start out writing, um, like creative writing. I actually went to school for journalism and got my
Okay.
degree in journalism. I worked
Mm-hmm.
for a newspaper for a while, and I did graphic arts because
Oh,
just my creativity just went that way. So
got it.
um, I could say, like, people of the world could say, wow, so you kind of wasted some time there.
Oh,
And
No.
I would definitely say never, 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 ever, 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 ever,
No.
because what I learned graphics actually. So I do my own graphics. I do
hmm,
outside of the book cover, I do the graphics for any kind of promotion. So you're talking about a lot of money that I'm saving.
that's right.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
my goodness,
also
yes.
that that goes into my jewelry business because I do a lot of personalized jewelry. So
Mm-hmm.
people like things like lockets and keychains, but they want to represent their family as well in
Hmm.
those
Right.
things. And so I'm able to put both of those together. So I mean, and I love it. It sometimes it's
Oh.
therapy and sometimes it's number one. So it's like when I come off of writing a book that has taken a lot of virtue from me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
I just need some quiet time with the Lord and to express my love for Him in another way.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go into jewelry and I go into prayer when I make my jewelry because it is something that someone's going to be wearing or holding or and just the spirit has to be right.
It does. It definitely does. Well, I can tell you. I think there's so many things that we're getting stimuli from, but for you to come to know these are the things that keep my spirit uplifted, that keep me going, that keep me in that creative, those creative
Yes.
juices going. All of those things matter. And like you said, if somebody would say that it was, for naught or anything, that's not true because all of those things have led you to where you are today. It's
Yes.
all of those experiences, all of those, none of it goes to waste. I would say that
Yes.
none of
That's
it
right.
goes to waste.
That's
Yes.
right.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's such thing as that. Like you said, here
Yeah.
you are able to do things that, as you mentioned, it would cost thousands of dollars to pay somebody else to do, and you can do it.
Yeah.
I saw those beautiful book covers. I didn't know you did them. I had no idea that when I looked at those, I said, these are beautiful. I had no
Yeah.
idea that you did the book cover. So you are talented, without a doubt. Not just your writing, but the graphics also. So yeah, I may be talking to you after this. Because I tell you, I think I remember telling Tina, I write children's books for the most
Hmm.
part.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's one area you can never have enough artists when you're writing those kind of books. But I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the different comments, and people are saying that it's beautiful. And hi, Della. I'm going to go down the list. Hi, Henrietta. Hi, Jason. Hi, Mona. Hi, all of you. I'm calling all your names and have making comments. We like to thank you because we are just this glad you're here. And if anybody like to talk, these are comments coming from Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can leave a comment, and they're popping into just so you know. If you have a question, you can leave a question in there also, and I'll go in and try to answer the question. Well, ladies, let's see, because I just happen to have a summary of the beautiful book. And I'm going to hold on. Oh, let me see if I can. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. I saw Jason's name come up. There he goes. I want to make sure I get the comment in. I'm going to see if I can bring up this beautiful cover of the book. So just give me a moment. I tell you, me and my, here we go. I don't know why I'm having a little bit, not a lot, but
Okay,
to
so
try to
I'm
get
going to
in there.
be clear.
Oh,
I,
there we
I
go.
didn't do the cover. I didn't do the cover of this book.
Okay.
So I did the graphics behind and the promotions and things like that, but I didn't do the cover of this one. This one was done by Dana Lee, and she does the covers for most of my work.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, she's fantastic. I love her.
She
And she's very
is.
easy to work with. Yeah.
I can tell you, I really like it. And I just put this up so that our audience can see. I'm sorry that it covers you up, Tina.
Oh, that's okay. I'm good.
Okay. But this is
She's a
the
lovely
cover
girl.
of their book, and I want everybody to have to see that. And it really helps so when you go on to Amazon and you know what the cover looks like.
Yes.
Because sometimes you'll have two or three books with the same title. And I just want to make sure everybody had a chance to see. This is the cover of their book that will be coming out this Wednesday. Yay!
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 We just, just so you know that, and I know, see, for you, Tina, this has got to be exciting. Not that it isn't for you. I don't want to say, Traci, it's not exciting for you, but when it is your first book, I don't. It's just like, well, they're all the books to me are like babies. I'll
They
Yes.
tell you
are.
right now,
It is.
they're your
It is.
babies, and they're and at least I that's how I look at them, and
Yeah.
because they're your creation. Bottom line, they're your creation. So when they come, just no matter what, when they come out, whether it's your first book or your 100th book, it is still your baby.
It's still exciting because you wailed and lamented and
Yes.
just pondered over that thing and remember Tracy when we was getting to the end, it was
Oh my gosh.
boy, it was like I birthed the baby and then lost 20 pounds and
Exactly. Oh,
I think I went into my prayer language and I mean right
no, it's
Tracy,
very,
we
very
felt that
true. No,
release.
as,
We
as
felt
we
that
got towards
release.
the end,
Uh huh.
I was like, "Oh, I'm really loving it. Oh my gosh, when are we going to be done?" I mean,
We were
because
so
I'm loving the camaraderie, and really,
Right.
our conversations change because we met with each other every Sunday, and sometimes our conversations would go 2, 3, 4 hours, and
That's
towards
right.
the
Yeah.
end, they would get a little bit longer, but they'd be less about the book and more about what we were doing.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
because
you're
we
like,
were like,
okay, but now you know when the book is coming to an end though, then do you guys still meet on Sundays? You still
We
have
we still do not every, but we'll text if we
yeah,
have if
okay.
we need
yeah,
something because the
I kind of miss
pre-order and
it.
then the launch. So we've still
Right.
been kind of in
Yeah,
contact with each other when
Okay.
needed.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
There's a
but
question. Mona has a question. She says, Tina, are you going to bring any of your plays close to San Diego in the future?
It's my
ooh,
desire. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mona,
That's
answer
home
is
for me. That's
yes.
where they were birthed. So yes,
Oh, I know. This is Henry.
that's gonna
Girl,
always be
come
my
on. That's
home. Come on.
Thank you, Henry. Henrietta says, "Girl, come on." Well, and
Yes.
I say that, and when you do, please let me know too, Tina, because
Hmm.
I'm one of these people. I love theater. I've always have loved performing arts or art. Period. I think
mm,
it's always been in me, but I'm just now giving it permission to come out. That's what I
Yeah.
call
And they can see
it.
because I have some of the plays on my YouTube channel. So they can
Okay.
subscribe there and then you could see some of them. And then of course my platform for distribution for the films, as well as one of the plays is Vimeo. So it's Sister
Okay.
Batten Productions or Sister Batten Films
Uh-huh.
on Vimeo. Yeah,
All
and then
right.
so
All
you can
right.
download them like 3.99 or something. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so you can
All
still enjoy them
right.
until I can get back live again. Yep,
Uh-huh.
because you'll
And
still
then
feel like you in that audience. You start laughing and crying and doing going through all the
oh,
emotional, with the
oh,
characters and stuff. It's so much
yeah,
fun. I miss the
oh,
stage. I can't wait to
you
get back.
have to. And
Yeah,
you know, I think I've never written a play. That's always I think it's in the back of my mind. So that's one of those to dos as to
yeah.
mm,
what the idea for. But it's coming. I
All
don't
right.
doubt it. I
Yes.
like it too much for that. But I'm going to give the audience a summary of what your book is about, so they have an idea.
Hmm.
The summary is, let me do this while I'm reading the summary. I'll go in and put the cover up so you guys can see the cover and the summary at
Hmm.
the same time. So you know. Let's see. There we go. And it says, sorry about that, Tina. It's
No problem. I'm good.
okay.
That give me a chance to use my fan.
Oh, okay. It says, there is a thin line between the natural and the spiritual realm. Mrs. V, a humble servant of the Lord, has been placed on assignment at the Center of Hope Christian Academy. By day, she serves as a trusted counselor for students, giving them a safe haven to pour out their innermost feelings while providing professional and honest truth wrapped in a firm kindness and love that inevitably draws them closer to Jesus. Not to be outdone, the faculty also bends her ear from time to time. By night, Miss V enters the spiritual realm and takes her place on the battlefield as one of God's faithful prayer warriors. She wields her whispering sword, slicing through the enemy's plans to bind the precious hearts under her charge. Her assignments, burdened by her physical body, is taxing, but she can withstand the strain and remain victorious. But can she? I'm sorry. But can she withstand the strain and remain victorious? Saving souls is her true mission, but at what cost? Readers are in for a journey of spiritual intrigue and biblical insight as they experience the ramifications of each character's life altering decisions. The Prayer Warrior. It's a suspenseful Christian fantasy. It's beautiful, lady. I can't wait to read
Yay.
it.
Yes.
I can't wait to read it. And I can tell anyone that came on a little later, just so you know, there you can enter to receive an ebook. I don't know if someone's already done it or not, so we don't know. If somebody already sent their email in, you go to marydwelch.com, marydwelch.com, and I think the very first one at the top is it's to add your name to the email list. The first one that did that after 1 o'clock is going to receive a free ebook, and it was donated by Tina and Traci. So those of you that are interested in receiving the book, I would go there because we don't know who did it and who didn't. So you might want to go. You could end up being the first one. I have no way of knowing. So just go in and enter and see
All
who gets
right.
that for you. And I'll make sure you get it today. I will. Well, you'll get the. It hasn't launched. It won't launch till
Yes.
Wednesday. But
Yeah.
I'll put your information in. Well, I'll
For the,
email you. Yeah,
yeah.
or I'll email it to you so you can get the information. But we'll make sure you get it. I promise you that you will get yours. That's for sure. Okay, ladies. In addition to your writing, tell me, do you have any other? Since you did the collab on this project, this is a collaborative project, co-authored. Do you have anything? I'm gonna bring you right back, Tina. I can't stand you being done.
Yay.
Hey, everybody.
I looked at. I said, "No, we can't have that. Can't have that." Do you have any other projects in the works or that's coming? Or you guys are you going to collaborate again? How or are you doing your own projects? Just what's going on, ladies?
I have my first feature film screenplay, which is finished, a second chance. And that's a trilogy from the Lord took me back to my beginning writings, was a trilogy stage play, and compounded all of that drama and all of that into one feature film project. So I'm shopping that script right now, looking for funding, sponsorships, partnerships. So as soon as I get the funding for that project, I would love to, and we'll go back to, well, it depends on where we are. It might be Vegas or it might be Long Beach area in California.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm looking forward to shooting that. I've been working hard on that. And then another project is one of my stage plays. It ain't over till God say it's over, and I'm playing around with turning that into an audio book, play on audio
Uh huh.
play.
Uh huh. Yep.
So I'm
Mhm.
messing around with that.
Okay. Okay. So in other words, it didn't stop with this book.
No,
The prayer warrior. You have other irons in the fire.
we both do. Yes.
Yes,
So
always.
Tracy, what else do you have cooking?
I am I'm currently collaborating with 8 other authors on my first nonfiction anthology on our experiences with racism.
Wow.
And so we've come together and we're each sharing our experiences with that type of
Mm,
hatred. And
wow.
it's called Soul Deep. It's due out in July. So
Okay.
towards the end of this one, I was like, okay, I gotta get this done.
Oh,
So
that
I had to turn that corner.
That's quite the
that
pivot.
sounds that's a deep one because that's not. I mean, I think this me's talking. It's not the kind of story that's a happy story. It's not that kind of story,
No,
and these are true stories. This is not, so it's not something that anybody's making up. These things really happen.
yeah,
That's
yes.
harder. I
It
do. I think that's you know.
it it was. I had to be very careful with my words in
I
regards
bet.
to how I see things, how I perceive things, but also how I perceived the one incident that kind of was the turning point in my perception of racism, um,
Mm,
and also not make sure that I spoke about myself and how I reacted and not necessarily how my family reacted or you know so it was I was walking a really thin line on that one and I had to shroud myself in forgiveness as I wrote it because I didn't want to become angry. I didn't want that to be part of my voice throughout um, the whole piece. I mean, it's there when it needed to be there, and
right.
then I needed to pull it back and embrace what I believe. I believe in forgiveness. I believe that to keep things is to poison yourself, hoping the other person dies of that poison. So,
Right.
um, though I have forgiven, the person 10 times over, it was just I loathe hatred.
Right.
And that
Mm,
is what I had to like try not to call hatred a whole bunch of different names, but
Mm,
that's where my challenge was, and making sure that I was truthful so that anyone who had any type of experience close to mine could learn from it and could look at themselves and say, okay, one, I'm not alone. And two, I don't have to take what these other people are saying about my experiences. And, because they weren't there, they didn't see what was in the person's eyes or the movement or whatever.
right.
They may call me either, radical or trying to think up something that, you could put your feelings into, but it's real. And whether you recognize it at the
Right.
moment or not, whether you recognize it in that moment or you relay it to someone else and they go, wait, they did what? You know, and they kind of give you an understanding of what went on. It's still hatred. It's still just the most vile thing on this earth. So it's
And
just taking that form. So yes,
well,
I'm
I
working on
know
that.
that was deep. I'm sitting here because I'm a retired high school teacher and I taught history,
Mm,
and I asked my mother to come and speak to our class. We were talking about segregation,
yeah.
and she said I can't come. And I said, why, Mom? She said, because I'll stand there and cry.
uh,
And I said, then
yeah.
maybe you should stand there and cry. She goes, Mary, whatever you see is nowhere near what we
Yeah.
went. It's nowhere near.
Yeah.
Whatever you've
Wow.
seen on TV,
Wow.
whatever they're telling you is no. I
Mm,
and I and I would tell her, why don't you share it with us? She said, because I don't want you to ever feel that. I don't want you to
Wow.
feel that feeling. Unfortunately, she passed away a few years
Oh,
ago, but I we talked about it because I really all the things that I've been through some things, but I know they don't compare. I know they don't because just hear her just as she's talking, her voice is cracking.
yeah.
This is 50 years later, and she can't hardly get herself together from the things that happened to her. And so as you're talking, I'm getting choked up.
Hmm.
8 people who are writing this is telling you there's nobody, this is not anybody's imagination. You're telling me about their experience. I'm telling you about my mother's experience, and they don't even know each other.
Right.
So that's telling you that
Right.
that thread is real.
That's right.
It's very real. So, I what do you have the name for the anthology? You
It's
guys have a
called
name
the
yet?
Soul Deep.
Oh, Soul Deep. Okay. And
Hmm.
it'll. When are you guys? When are you planning to release that? When is the release
Uh,
date? Do you
in
have one?
July. I don't have the exact date
Ooh,
they're gonna. It is in
that's
July
real.
though.
That's close.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
that's not.
Um,
Yeah.
you're. I would say in by the end of April, you'll start to see a lot of things on my author page, um,
Okay.
and my thread, and I will also share it with you, so that
Oh, thank you.
Mary, I will share it with you so that you'll have a good um, understanding of when it's coming out and everything.
Okay, thank. I appreciate that because I could tell
Yeah.
this is definitely a passion project for
Hmm.
Yes.
for everyone
Yes.
involved, and I'm just sitting here listening. I'm listening. I'm getting closer and closer. Because
Yeah.
I just like I said, my own mother. I'm thinking of when we had that conversation. I still remember.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember how her lips started quivering, and it was just anyway. It was emotional. It was very emotional to the point she didn't
Hmm.
have to say too much. I could see it in her whole body was speaking to me as to what she had been through. So I can't wait to have that come out. I will tell you right now for sure. Well, I want to know too, ladies, because um, I know we have a Mima here. So I'm just do your children write or family members have they caught the writing bug? Any of them?
My entire family is creative in some form or fashion, performers, musicians, writers, artistry, everybody. But my children and my children's children, dancers, and that's where I started too. So yeah, they're kind of into that dancing thing right now, and then we'll see because they're still little, very little.
Are they
So we'll
okay?
see. But right now, my son's got them in performing arts and dancing and gymnastics and that sort of thing because they're babies,
Uh
they
huh.
little babies.
Are they all? Well, I tell you, and then it may not even be immediate family. It can be
Hmm.
extended family, like
Hmm.
cousins, or I think
Yeah,
what happens
all of
is
them.
too, they
Hmm.
show when they see you do it, it says, oh, I didn't know I could, maybe I can do that. It
Yeah,
opens up a
Right.
new world for them when they
yeah.
see you doing it. So
They
yeah.
they they're all. It's a family full of creative people.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I've got
we I
scientists.
remember getting together. I'm half Puerto Rican, so I remember getting together and everybody be playing the instruments. And I remember the DJs
Oh,
and stuff. They
nice.
would push us out there, and we would have talent shows. And some would sing, some would dance, some would play the piano or instrument or something, and we would put on these full shows. So yeah.
oh, that's wonderful. I'm sorry, and you were saying something, Tracy?
I'm sorry. You're talking about your family full of entertainers, and I said I have scientists in my
Oh,
family.
oh, okay.
That's
But
cool
that's
too.
okay. It
Uh-huh.
is.
No,
I was gonna
no,
say,
it's great. But don't
yeah,
get me wrong. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, because I get to be the one that they go, wow.
yes.
So
And they're
yeah,
looking at
my
you going, that creativity. They're trying to figure out, okay, where did that come from? And they're more analytical.
Hmm.
right, like my
Uh
father
huh.
before he went to his job was going to be an architect. My mom too was a school teacher, um, and my sister is an accountant, and also works in the insurance industry. And
Yeah.
my niece is graduating, woo, in a month, um, in a with a degree in chemical engineering.
Wow, cool.
Whoa. Good
Hmm.
for her.
So yeah, I'm so
Definitely,
excited about
definitely
that.
analytical. Definitely, was it right
Yeah,
brain? Aren't they right brain? And the creative is the left brain. I think that's
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. But,
And that,
I'm the one. We would have my parents would have parties. They kind of had a party house, and I would be in the back going, "Come on, let's put something together." And I would like totally choreograph a dance for me and my sister. So right before we went to bed, you know, um, right before we were sent to bed, we would do a little dance, and my sister was like, "She's always doing something." So
Uh-huh.
so it really,
there you
see, it
go.
started as in your child as a child. It
Yeah,
was starting there. You know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
she doing the same thing, or you were that was just something you just would do.
No, yeah, that was me. That was all me. I started dancing when I was 2, right after I got my cast off my foot. My foot was when I was born, my foot was turned and they put a cast on me to right it. And as soon as it came off, whenever I heard music, I was moving, and I still. You put music on today, and it's like so
Tracy,
hard. I'm like,
I
oh,
had a cast
mhm.
too. I didn't know that about you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was very pigeon-toed or something, and they corrected it.
Wow.
There was something wrong
Wow.
with one of them legs. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
it was
tell
just
you.
more for God to bless. That's what I say. It's like, this is what you say. This is what God says.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I
Right.
love it.
Right.
Mhm.
But that both of you two were in dance. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
dance started before the writing.
For me, I always liked to write, but it was I didn't do it seriously, honestly, until an adult when I turned my life over to the Lord. So that's when all of that visual storytelling started happening. So prior to that, I won a couple of little writing, essays and things like that. But dance was the passion. Once I found that, that was my love. That helped save me. Honestly, it saved me from them streets, all of that, because I had an outlet to express myself creatively.
Right,
And
right, right.
I'm telling you, that thing saved me.
Oh,
Got
that's
my first love.
wonderful.
So I wrote a monologue about that too.
Did you? Oh my
Yeah, yeah.
goodness.
Wow.
I can tell because
Yeah.
it's people. I mean, writing is so diverse. It's not, it's not one dimensional. So many things you can write. If do either one of you write poetry?
Yes.
She does.
That was that was my first book.
Hmm.
That was
Oh,
my first
really?
book, and it was, yeah, just yeah, poetry and commentary on how to get closer to the Lord.
Oh
And
my
I
Yeah,
only
that was
write
just
one or two poems whenever the Lord gives them to me. So I'm not a true poet. It's just whenever He gives it to me and I'm inspired,
right.
then. But no, but she did. Yeah. Hmm.
That's wonderful. That's another another outlet for those of you that may say, well, you may not you're looking at a novels like and just know everyone, it did the novel didn't start being 200 or 300 pages. It all
Hmm.
starts with that story in our minds, and then we put it down on paper.
Right. That's
And
right.
I think the heart, if I could just get people to understand, if they would just write it down,
Just start.
right.
Just start.
Yes,
that's it.
yes,
Hmm.
that's
Because
it.
I think what they look at the big picture instead of the
Mhm.
small one and just write this there. I
Because
talk,
it
Right.
starts small. You got to start small. You got to
you
get the
do.
words out. The one sentence will become a paragraph, which
Yes,
become a chapter, or but you know what I mean. And it all leads
yes,
from that. But just start.
yes,
We encourage your
yes.
viewers to just
Oh,
start whatever it is that they feeling and want to do, and it's laid on their heart. We just encourage you today, right now, baby. Just start. Just go ahead and
yes.
do it. And we
Do it.
looking forward to seeing the outcome.
Me
Okay,
too.
let us
Yes,
know.
yes, yes.
I
Please
tell
let
you,
me
well,
know.
I'll tell
I
you,
just
people.
one thing I have to say. One thing. My first novel, I'm a pantser. I don't do the whole outline before I start writing. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, I The first line I will remember to my death, and it says, "It all started with one lone tear." One lone
Ooh.
tear, because I asked God for that book. I asked him for something for me.
Mm.
It started with one line, and I kept that line for about a month.
See?
With that one
And
line.
that one line, and then it grew. And I didn't even know that it was going to be a book that I had to share until the seventh chapter. So do it for you, and under and with the understanding that that gift that God has given you, He is
Mhm.
also giving to others. So put it down. And if you
That's
have
it.
to put it down for you, put it down for you and get what you need from it, knowing that He is going to share that with others.
That is right. I tell you. And that's gonna be Tracy's word, but what is your last word, Tina?
Mm. I'll echo on that because as a journaler, I learned the hard way how he give it to other people if you don't snatch that thing up. Okay, so I learned the hard way. You better be
what, what
ready.
what
Okay,
happened? How did you learn the
yeah,
hard way? What
yeah,
happened?
because I won't. In the beginning, I didn't
Mhm.
know what was happening. I was having
Mhm.
these experiences. I call them these episodes where I'm seeing all this visual stuff flashing through my eyes. I'm hearing voices. You think I'm
Mhm.
crazy or something. And I'm supposed to write this stuff down. And then
Uh-huh.
you just never know when inspiration is going to hit you. You
Right.
never know. So you have to be ready. We got our phones now. You can record when
Yes.
inspiration hits. You know, just
Right.
try to capture as much as you can
Yeah.
Yes.
and figure it out later, but try to capture what you're
Yeah.
hearing in your mind, the voices,
Yeah.
whatever you're seeing. You just try to capture it. And so, I mean, I got journals all over the place because I like to still write longhand. You know, the tape
Mhm.
recorders is nice and everything, but you still got to put it on paper or on the computer. So, you know,
Yeah.
there you have it. But oh yeah, so I have a sleep journal. Because I dream a lot. I'm a dreamer. So I
Mm,
just got to capture all these different things because you never know as a visual storyteller if it's going to be a book, if it's going to be a film, if
Yeah.
this particular story is appropriate for the stage. I mean, you
yes.
just never know if this is just going to be a poem for inspiration. You
Yeah.
just never know, but get it down.
Yes.
Don't lose
Oh,
it.
come on, everybody! I hope everybody heard that because that right there is a gem. I meant to. I've talked to people and they said, Mary, I have all these ideas. This is what I've heard time and time again, running around in my head. And at the first thing I ask, did you write it down? That's
Mhm,
all I ask.
Mm,
It doesn't matter how many are running around in your head. I can't edit what's in your head. I
mhm.
only
right.
edit what's on that paper. So give me something
Right.
to edit, to put, to work with, and then we can do it. And some people, I have yet to have anybody come back and do it though. I'm just gonna be honest. People will tell me they're gonna
Mm,
do it. I haven't had it. I'm not saying it can't happen. I would love for it to happen. I would love for somebody to tell me, you said that to me, and here's my short story, or here's my even. I'll take a poem.
That's
It
right.
doesn't
mm,
matter what it is, but once you write it down, it is so fulfilling. Am I right, ladies?
It's a
yes,
release. Yeah, yeah. It's
it
like,
is.
woo, I got it
Right?
down. I
It
Yeah.
is.
captured
It
it. I
is.
don't know what this means, and I don't know when, but I did what I was supposed to do, and I got it down.
Right.
I know it's
Right.
true. It's true.
Yes.
I just finished a book a couple days ago, a children's book.
Oh, congratulations.
I wrote it and I looked at it and I'm gonna tell you, it just was so fulfilling. And I didn't even know I was gonna write. I wrote the title. Then I just went and I think I had lunch or something, came back. Then I wrote something else. I just kept like coming touching it all through the
Hmm.
day. And at the end of the day, the book was done. And
Nice,
I just kept looking. I said, "Wow,
nice.
what if you hadn't written that down though?
Right.
It would just what you just said, T. It would have been gone."
I've lost it. That's how come I know. I'm telling you from what I know. And I ain't gonna make that mistake. I really, really try not to. Even if it's 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll be like, oh, okay. Let me try that. Because you keep trying to retry to replay it, and you
Yes.
sleep, and you're like, no, come on, you got to
Yeah.
get this. You got to get this.
Oh,
Yeah.
because if you
You
don't,
train
it's gone.
yourself.
It's
Yes.
go. I type it. I will text it to myself. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm at the point now. If something it hits my spirit, I text it to myself. I don't even trust that I'm gonna remember it. I already know
Mhm.
don't play those games
That's
because
right.
once it's gone, it may never come back.
Hmm. It
That's
may not.
Right.
it.
And I don't want to take that chance at not coming back. Because once or twice, I couldn't. It was
Right.
gone.
Oh, it
I
hurts
couldn't
so
get it
much.
back for nothing. I tried.
That hurts
I tried
so much.
meditating on it, everything, and I'm like, it's gone. Why didn't I just write it down or record it or something? I messed that up.
But that's because we think we can do it. That's what it is. We think, oh, it's gonna be there. It's not a problem. It's gonna be there.
Yeah.
To tell
I
both of you
know it's
ladies.
not going to be there.
You- so you write it down, right?
I look, I
Tracy
learned a
said.
long time ago. Just journal, look, bedside journal, car journal, bathroom journal.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. You just
They're all
paper
over.
everywhere. You
It
have to
is.
have them.
You know, ladies, you touching my heart because that's where I live. I live. There is not. This is the truth. There's not one place you can go that there is not a pad and a pen in our home where if something hits me, I can write. Now, when I'm in the car, we're out. I'm gonna put it in the phone. But if we're here at home, I'm gonna write it down. And sometimes,
Nice.
Yeah.
I may get a title, and I don't even know what's to go with it, and that's it. And it just sits there. But I have to learn too. It's marinating in my mind, even though I
Mhm.
don't know what it is. All of a sudden, it'll come up at some other time, and then there it is. I just can't describe it. I don't even know how to describe it. I thank God for it, but I don't even know how to put it in words. But the ideas are a blessing from God. That's what they are.
Amen. Yep.
Any of the like you said, that word, that sentence that you don't want to get up and write, but you know, you recognize now they're God given.
Yes.
So, like you said, if you don't take it and you don't write it down, it's gonna be gone, and somebody else will get it, or it'll show up some other place, and you're like, you know, wasn't that my idea?
Come on now.
Yes. Oh,
Hmm.
And then, but it happens. Well, ladies, I'd like to thank both of you for coming today. I'm so honored and just excited for both of you. I
Thank
think
you.
I'm
It's
not
our
that I'm not
pleasure.
excited for you. I'm more excited for Tina. Not that I'm not excited for you, Tracy. First inroads into the being an author,
Hmm.
and it's because what you've done, Tina. You stepped outside your comfort zone.
Hmm.
See, that's what this is. When you step outside now, and you know broaden your horizons,
Hmm.
and then Tracy, you broaden your horizons by working on that anthology.
Hmm.
yeah.
Because that's not your norm.
Hmm.
You know,
No.
and I see first you did a collab, co-author, and now what are you doing? An anthology with 7 other people or 8 other
Hmm.
people.
Hmm. I'm always
So
out the box though. Always out of my comfort zone. Everything, it's always out of the comfort zone for real. Ain't
is
nothing
it?
comforting in this industry.
No.
But basically,
You
what is the
stepping out. When you step out, you stepping out.
I know.
So yeah.
The word I hear a lot now is pivot. You
Uh-huh.
got
That's
Mm.
which is a
to
good
pivot.
word because we had to do that.
Yeah, we're
Hmm.
constantly pivoting, constantly pivoting. Well, ladies, all the best. I'm definitely gonna get my copy of the book
Yay.
for sure, and I'll get it today. So I'm part of he keeping that banner on this and number.
Yes, yes.
And anyone else that would like to support these lovely ladies, you can go to Amazon and put in the Prayer Warrior, and it'll pop right up. You can go in and it's all in pre-launch because it doesn't launch until this Wednesday, and you can go in and get your copy early. And you can get the Kindle. It's the Kindle version, right? The
Yes.
paperback is. Does the paperback launch Wednesday or no? It
It,
Thursday.
yes, it does. Thursday,
oh, it
the
does
25th.
Thursday.
25th.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you can get either one on the 25th. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
sitting up here. I didn't even let me put these last few comments in before we got 1 minute left. Here we go, and one more. And they're thanking you guys for coming, which I definitely am. So thank you again, Lisa. Will you come back again?
Yes.
Oh,
You better say so.
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
thank
Yeah,
you.
pleasure.
All righty. Bye bye, ladies.
Bye. Bye, everybody. God bless. Be safe.
God bless.
All
Yes, be
righty.
safe. Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, this is the end of our show. I thank you for being here today. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you again on next Monday. Mary D. Welch Show. Bye bye.